Hello, and welcome to this Meadow Dreams Sleep Story. Get into a comfortable position. Get your blankets and your pillows just right. We'll begin by taking a few deep breaths to allow your body to naturally begin to relax. Allowing the oxygen to flow freely throughout your body. Returning your breathing to normal now. Close your eyes and listen to the sound of my voice as we explore a most beautiful meadow. The dew-kissed grass tickles my bare feet lovingly, caressing my soles gently and softly, sending waves of serenity to every fragment of my being. The moon above has captured the sun's fiery radiance and transformed it into a pale bath of buttered light to be poured over this lovely meadow. In this enchanting meadow, the faded green of nature's carpet is stretched out beneath my feet. Mingling mantles of shadow and light are spread over this grass-cushioned ground beneath my feet. The trees are drawn on the ground, etched and chiseled into the sheets of moonlight. A tapestry of black and white, suffused with a mesmerizing beauty, transcending all colors. The fluffy clouds drift across the moon, ever so slowly. These clouds are pilgrims in the sky, queued up to behold the majesty of the lunar lamp. Nightingales reside within trees, their twittering celebrations of the night drifted into the air by blowing winds. A river nearby, meandering down the hill, creates a background orchestra to this meadow's melody. A few hot water springs are dotting the ground, sending wisps of air vapors into the crisp air. I am the only one in this paradise, located on the hilltop. I have journeyed miles on end to get here. They say that the brambles that enclose it and the hot water springs that bubble and puff can put you into a slumber so tranquil, so soothing and deep, that waking up is like a rebirth into a new world. A world of bright and scented flowers, fluttering in the gentle breezes that whisper in your ear, the songs of Mother Nature, odes to this lovely tableau. I have searched for this garden many years in the pursuit of inner peace. The utter calmness of heart and mind, introducing a transcendence where you can literally feel the soul soaring as feet remain on the ground. Yes, the spirit longs to take this flight, drowned in the beauty of these sounds and sight, these scents and touch, an ecstatic festival of earthly senses. I stroll around for a while, relishing the cool beads of dew clinging to the soles of my feet. It is summer down the hill, so the coldness up here pleases me with its mildness. A perfect temperature, as if fire and ice had poured harmoniously into one another. The clouds thicken above, an adoring crowd clamoring to get a good look, veiling the moon's face out of my sight. Suddenly, the stars come out, dimmed by the moonlight's splendor. They blink and twinkle, strewn over heaven's dome, embellishing the darkness of the night sky. The clouds shift and perhaps nudge one another. An eager crowd of mesmerized spectators. They are cluttering together, which leads to the most breathtaking and gorgeous sight. Fragile moonlight, as if gently sliced, its rays and curtains flutter around the edge of the clouds. The silhouettes of these moon-bathed clouds are painted in the celestial ceiling, their corners with shifting patterns of the lunar glow. The clouds slowly move away, fluffy curtains, allowing the moonlight to stream once more over the meadow. I realize that I have held my breath all this time, too dazzled to think of anything else. For a moment, it was like the whole world had dissolved away. Taking in a deep breath, I look down at the ground and find another delightful sight. The leaves from the trees are scattered over the grass. Pools of pale shadows contain them, like a calm and blue stream with wispy bubbles on its surface. The wind blows once more, making one of the leaves hover gracefully through the air and mix with the other leaves, like a popping bubble, softly and inaudibly, after a brief dance over the water's surface. A flower bed embellishes the grass-matted floor, the most delicate brush stroke on the ground's intricate canvas. Fireflies, with their lit tails, emanating warm, yellow light, swarm through the violets. Beads of dew cling to the purple petals, rolling and dripping onto the leaves below. I see a tree near the floor bed, bending towards it, the nightingales chirping away on its branches from the warmth of their nests. The bent tree appears as if it longs to reach the flowered city of fireflies, to sniff the violet's fragrance. I get down on my knees and lower my head towards the cluster of these dew-washed flowers. The scent casts a spell on my sense of smell, a childlike sense of excitement washes through me, making me swoon and chuckle, a balm pouring over my heart. I spread my arms and lie down over the grass, trying to embrace all of this. I think of all the lovely dreams that could be weaved with these sights and sounds. My mind drifts off to thoughts of magic and fairy tales. I am walking on a bridge made of solid moonlight. At first, it arcs ever so slightly in the sky, surrounded by clumps of clouds. What would it be like to walk on this bridge made of moonlight? How soft would the folds of lunar radiance be? My feet sink in ever so slightly, but not entirely, as I tread on the light. I dream of a moonlight stairway materializing into this meadow, offering a path to that celestial kingdom that poets have immortalized in their verses. The pale orb that lovers have likened to their beloved, to which longing hearts conjoined at last have turned in long and beguiling nights. Averting my eyes from the moon, I get on my feet and walk towards a hot water spring. Dipping in my feet, I feel the warmth spreading ever so slowly and pleasantly. I dream of a city made of all kinds of flowers, purple violets and white lilies, pinkish cherry blossoms and red tulips. Imagine sliding on rainbow-colored petals, the sensations of the soft texture against your skin. The blooming flowers envelop and cover me like sheets, making a bed of enclosed petals. I dream of gulping the dews trickling off the tips, water in which flowers have bathed. The spring's coziness invites me for a bath. I take off my clothes, depositing them in a neat pile beside the pool. I submerge myself into the tepid water as new realms of relaxation present themselves to me. Here is a world apart, of bubbling warmth and buffeting steam. The tiredness in my bones is utterly cast away. I wade through the spring, rotating my arms in a swimmer's fashion. Holding my breath, I dive into the muffled sounds of water. The mellowness enwraps me in a cocoon. Emerging out of the surface, I breathe in the air, deeply and slowly, over and over again. The vapors clear my breath, refreshing my respirations. I swim to a corner and rest my back against it, letting the water lift up my legs. I lap the water with juvenile relish, watching the sheets splash and scatter into 1,000 droplets. By this time, drowsiness has begun to take hold of my mind. A lovely sleep ushered me towards itself. I had brought camping equipment with me, complete with a tent, sleeping bag, and grill. It was all just a few feet away from the spring. Dreaming one last dream, I closed my eyes while bathing in the meadow's hot spring. There is a house of wood, a town built on steamy waters. The water is calm, and the blue sky drips into it. Roses of all colors are placed next to one another over the surface, forming petal pavements from one wooden home to the next. Little children pounce over the flowers, skipping and laughing their deep and honest waves of laughter. I take a moment to enjoy this settlement, this town, in my mind's eye before stepping out of the hot water spring. I rush over to the backpack and take out the robe, wrapping myself in it. I set up my camp near the spring. A crackling fire is soon lit, and the tent is put up. Sticking a few marshmallows on a twig, I let them simmer and heat over the fire. They are crispy by the time I munch on them. My eyes begin to droop before I see an owl gracefully swooping by. The amber eyes soft and radiant as it perches on a tree branch, briefly before taking off into the night. It swishes away, becoming fainter and fainter as it flutters its wings. A little way upward, it does a playful little cartwheel in the air, and majestic form gets encircled by the full moon. When I see this nocturnal bird silhouette painted on the moon, I think of what it would be like to be small, perhaps like Thumbelina, to hug the owl's neck, the feathers cushioning me as we sail through the skies over this meadow, encircling it slowly. Finally, a yawn escapes me as the sleeping bag invites me. I snuggle into it as the warm light of the fire puts his hand on my cheek. I drift off into the embrace of an enchanting sleep.